Okay, here we are live and ready for more prosperity in our life. Like you know, every Saturday we get together under unlimitednetwork.com/mastermind to master not only our minds but our lives. And today is February 6th already, so happy February for everyone. And I just feel very excited today because, I want to acknowledge all of us. One of the things that I see can help us or is helping us to change, really. I don't know why you're in the video and not me, Arne. I don't see my face in the video here.
I see you.
Okay. Well, the thing is that I do wanted to start this time together here, recognizing and acknowledging us. Like, yeah, good job, the perseverance, of this intention that we have to grow in prosperity, like to really learn the laws of the universe, to embody our true nature, to express that here. And every Saturday we are here together, and today it looks like we are going to complete our journey with money and the law of attraction with Abraham Hicks. And very powerful journey from my perspective. I'm really integrated, things that I know, but to become that things, to really, like vibrate in them and be it, is very beautiful. So I just want to acknowledge all of you guys, the ones that you are here every Saturday on the panel, the ones that you are listening on the other side, and the ones that you are, seeing the recording during the week. Because I do know or believe, let's say, that perseverance is key for any change. So for us to really change, any pattern of scarcity or, a bit our own habits, of thinking this way or the other, not understanding the laws and stay focused on what we don't want and whatever, is very, I think perseverance is fundamental. So we are doing that every Saturday, a little drop of water about prosperity, and that's, I think, is a way that we can look back now and say, wow, I am different today than when we started this book. I guarantee that, yes, especially if you were reading it and following, So thank you so much, everyone here, for your company, your passion for this, and for acknowledging, that it's a journey and we can enjoy it. So besides that, I also want to say that the ones that you are looking at the video or the recording, if you want to be part of this panel, please email Arne, A-R-N-E, @unlimitednetwork.com, so you can be part of this and give us the gift of your wisdom and engagement and growth all together, okay? And the more we are, the easier it gets. So besides that, I'm going to let you, Doc Fran, come in to see if we can make it to finish this book today. And then at the end, as you know, if you have any comment, open your microphone and, come in, jump in. And if you have questions, you can write the questions on the writing side, and we try to answer or read your sharings or whatever it is. But stay engaged, okay? Let's make this very alive. Thank you. Welcome, Doc Fran.
Well, thank you, Dr. Monica, and good morning, everyone. What a pleasure it is to be here. I can feel the joy in the group just from looking at all of our smiling panel faces here, so thank you very much. And who is that movie star behind those Foster Grants, I wonder? Anyway, yeah, this is quite exciting. We've spent the last several weeks really zeroing in on the fundamentals of creating the manifestations that we all say we want, and creating them with better ease and more predictability, which I think is probably a goal that virtually everyone would enjoy accomplishing. So we're going to wrap it up today with the last kind of an epilogue on this, where it was a live seminar that they gave, incorporating the principles that we've been studying in this book and applying, hopefully, to our lives. So I'm going to run through and kind of highlight the points that we should all have gathered from the last several weeks of study, and hopefully we are making the attempt to apply them to our lives on a daily basis. So it starts out with the question, is this a vibrational match? Do you believe that you are a vibrational match to your desires? Really? Well, let us know how you can tell if you are a vibrational match to your desires. You're living them. When you are a vibrational match to what you are wanting, you are living it. When you're a vibrational match to the dollars that your life has helped you to discern that you prefer, you have them. You are spending them. You have access to them. They are flowing in and out and in and out and in and out of your experience. When you're a vibrational match to the relationships that your lifetime has caused you to hone, you're living it. So it was a trick question. Don't feel bad, because most of our physical friends really think that when we ask, do you know what you want, that we're talking about those things that are still on the not yet manifested side of the scale. In other words, I still want it. We want to help you realize that if you're thinking about things that you want from the standpoint that you have not yet come to fruition with them, that they are still missing in your experience, that you are still living in the absence of them, and even more important, if you are feeling any negative emotion around them, such as frustration about how long it's taking, none of us have ever experienced that, I'm sure, or that it has, or the disappointment that it has eluded you while someone else is living it, then that is really a strong indicator of the vibrational frequency that you are offering on a regular basis. You might even call it a chronic vibrational offering, which is what a belief is. Then you're holding it in a sort of suspended position where the distance between where you are and where it is not closing. In other words, that's why so many people live for so long in the same situation. You have these patterns of thought, and the laws of attraction is helping you to sustain the pattern of belief that you have. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. And so early on in your experience, your exposure to life, you began developing some patterns of thought. The more you offer the vibration of it, the more law of attraction matches you up with it. The more law of attraction matches you up with it, the more you're living it. The more you're talking about it, the more you're beating the drum of it, the more you're offering the vibration of it. The more you're offering the vibration of it, the more the law of attraction lines you up with it. The more the law of attraction lines you up with it, the more you notice it. The more you notice it, the more you talk about it. The more you talk about it, the more you offer it vibrationally. The more you offer it vibrationally, the more the law of attraction lines you up with it. The more the law of attraction lines, we could go on and on and on. Your life experience is showing you that. You just cannot keep telling the same story without continuing to live the same circumstances. And so, this gathering, as we're calling it, the art of telling a different story, is the art of telling the story the way life has helped you carve it out incrementally, but telling the story with your words, with your observations, with your expectations, with your vibration. Then, when the law of attraction is responding to your deliberate offering of thought, now you are getting what you want, not just what you are observing. You are...
Dr. Ann? Yeah. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine.
Okay, yeah. It's already a stirring learning here from me. Yesterday we were in a we went out of our jungle here into a world of superabundance. We were at the marina with at least $200 million boats, and everything was just gorgeous, and restaurants and people standing on the sidewalks giving out free drinks. I don't know, you know how they did that. It was just amazing, the abundance we were having all around us. And I was observing myself and feeling really good. So in one way I created a vibration, a match to be able to see that and to experience it for many hours. And there was a couple, I noticed myself judging the leisurely captains with all their assistants taking care of everything, and they were just captains and owners of their boats and stuff like that. And I felt like, well, that's a lazy life. You know, those guys are so lazy. They don't even have to move. They are all their assistants doing everything. So I think I had a little bit of judgment there. And then this morning I woke up with some kind of rash on my right arm, and so I feel like I'm looking at, so that there was a response to a resistance to the vibrational match being feeling like to me I'm reaching for too much. You don't have the right. I don't have the right to reach for that kind of life, which I really like. And we were talking about it. Do we feel like comfortable here? Does this feel like we have the right to be here and we like it? Do we enjoy it? Yes. But still, in the morning, this morning, I noticed I have some vibrational mismatch to it. So there's a good part. We did a little bit of it, and I need to find my innocence and the right to do that a little bit more.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it is amazing. Once you're tuned in to understanding what you are feeling and seeing, then you begin to understand where you really are. And that's the only time that you can ever begin to move forward to where you want to be. So well done. Well done. And the joy you felt is an indication that that is the life that you had at one point, and the life that you will have again when you really desire it to manifest. So, let's work on that vibrational match. And the key is, in my opinion, as I've expressed a lot of times, just go back continually to the feeling of joy you had in the experience. And when the judgments begin to creep in, when the doubt begins to creep in, and it's really just a fear that you're not going to have it again, just say, thank you very much. I understand you're trying to protect me from disappointment, but you don't need to, because I am having it right now. All right, great. Okay, here we go. The way you feel is your indication of your balance of vibration. Now, here's why. You are source energy in a physical body, and many of you know that. You've been talking about God, you've been talking about source, you've been talking about souls, you've been talking about heaven and angels. You've been trying to get your thoughts wrapped around the idea of the eternalness of who you are. Many of you have believed long before you came to know us that there was life before this body, and you are hoping that there will be life after this body. And we want to say to you that most of what you think about all of that is really screwy. We want you to understand when you are that you are an eternal being. You're not dead or alive. You're not an angel and then a mortal. You're not there with source and then here without source. You are always source energy. You are vibration mostly. And this physical being that you know as you and all of the physical trappings that surround you are interpretations of vibration that you have fashioned into this wonderful world that you are living. Everything is a thought first, and then a vibrational thought that is thought upon longer until, in time, with enough attention to it, it takes shape and form. And what we want you to try to get your thoughts around, we know it isn't easy because the reality of your physical environment feels so permanent and so solid, so static, and so real, it is all vibration in motion. And it is all being interpreted by you who are perceiving it. And you don't need to worry about the law of attraction response. It's always turned on. The law of attraction switch, always on. which means whatever it is that you are offering vibrationally is being responded to. But the thing that most of you do not realize is that there are two aspects of your being to which the law of attraction is responding. There is the non-physical part of you, which we've been explaining to you, is always non-physically focused, and can you imagine how long that's been going on? Then there's the physical you that's been going on as long as the physical you has been going on, which is not that long. And we want you to understand that source that you are talking about is always within you. You cannot get yourself away from it. You can pinch yourself off pretty good, but the source that is within you is always within you. And you can tell by the way you feel to what degree your thoughts in the moment are allowing the fullness of source or not. When you feel love for yourself or for another, you are a perfect vibrational match to the source within you. When you feel hatred or anger towards someone else or toward yourself, you are nowhere near the vibrational equivalent of your source. And the vibrational variance between who you're letting yourself be and who you really are is noted to you by your negative emotion. Negative emotion, whatever degree of it you're experiencing, always means to that degree you're pinching yourself off from the fullness of who you are. And so we want you to understand that the emotions that you feel are, in every moment that you are feeling them, whether they feel like love or whether they feel like despair, the emotion that you are feeling is always, every single time, your indicator of your vibrational relationship between who life has caused you to become and who you're letting yourself be right here in this moment, by virtue of whatever it is you're giving your attention to. Are you right now, by virtue of what you're thinking and speaking, are you letting yourself keep up with you? Are you keeping up who life has caused you to become? And if you are, then you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you feel great. If you are, then you are allowing yourself to be that extended version of you. Then you are seeing the world through the eyes of Source. We want you to understand that the components of life, when you get who you are and when you get how who you really are feels, and when you start tuning yourself to that feeling, you will begin to be a vibrational match to who you really are. And when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, when you're offering the vibration that comes from the core of your being, your power of influence is so huge that others who are watching you are amazed at the confidence and power with which you're moving through life. When you're a vibrational match to who you are, the law of attraction brings to you, surrounds you with, lines up for you a steady stream of powerful, joyful opportunities and openings that just lead you segment by segment toward an ever-evolving, always unfolding, joyful life experience. When you let yourself go with that flow, when you feel the emotions that you describe as positive emotions, but when you turn upstream in opposition to that current, you can feel it in your body. You feel it in every fiber of your being. You feel it because you're not letting yourself be who you are. And that contradiction in energy tears you apart. It makes you miserable. It makes up your body. It messes up your body. It ruins your life to some degree. It keeps you from being who you are. Can you imagine, we know, how much abundance is amassed for you in your vibrational escrow? And here you are, often saying, I don't have enough money. More important, feeling the disappointment of not having enough money. And we want you to understand that you can't feel that way and let your money in. You just can't. The vibrational frequencies are too far apart. What you are living is the indicator of your what you are living is the indicator of your vibration. Sounds important, but we don't want it to be so important For this reason, it's only an indicator of a vibration. Whatever you're living, whatever it is about your body, or whether it is about your relationship, or whether it is about your money, no matter what it is about, whatever you're living is only a temporary, in the moment indicator of your temporary, in the moment vibrational offering. That's all it is. So take heart, Arne.
Yeah, well, this morning it got me to really connect even more with my experience yesterday. Sitting here, kind of the text that you were reading there, and your comment made me feel the experience of being in that energy. And my experience was a very powerful physical experience. And my first interpretation was, oh my God, this is maybe this is too much, or this is not wrong, right. There's something wrong here. I'm feeling too much. It's scary. And then I remembered, like some other places I learned, in order to have a new experience, I need to be, well, like we talk here, I need to become a vibrational match to that. So the new experience that I have, even though first I experienced it as scary and not wanted, I changed my context and my understanding that no, I need to become comfortable and familiar with this new experience, which was a really pleasurable experience of abundance, to get used to that. And then I will be the vibrational match for the future, and I need to go through that. So I started to accept this experience, this vibration, this feeling, that my initial response was trying to get rid of it. And I had to go through my mental, like, no, this is a good thing. You need to be here, and as you stay with it, you become more and more familiar, and this is how you create. And I feel it now too. It's very exciting. It's like, oh my God.
Well, Arnie, it was purely a coincidence that you had that experience yesterday before today's call. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
We want you to understand that you've got to tell a different story. There's nothing you need to do. You've done all the work. All you need to do is relax and allow what you want to flow into your experience. You want to begin to listen to the drum of the source within you. You want to listen to the call of source. Source is calling you in the direction of what you want. And the way that you know what you want, that you're moving in the direction, is because things are lightening up for you, meaning that they begin to feel really, really good to you. You feel energized, you feel enthusiasm, and yet you know what your physical world trained you to do. Your physical world says, if it feels good, you need to be wary. You say to your friends, oh, I'm so excited about this, and they say, watch out, watch out. That positive emotion could mean that something is going very, very wrong for you. And what you're wanting you to understand is the way you feel is everything. Because the way you feel is your indication of whether you're closing the gap between who you're letting yourself be and who you really are, or whether you're widening that gap. We don't want you to compare yourself with anybody else. We just want you to have a comparative awareness of whether this thought that you're thinking right now is upstream or downstream. There's a buffer of time between you offering a vibration and it manifesting. More than 99% of every creation is completed by you vibrationally before the evidence begins to show. So you can be tuned in the downstream direction for a while before you begin to see the evidence of it. And that's what makes you not know. You want instant manifestation. We are wanting you to understand And we are wanting to say to you that none of you came forth with the intention of listening to anyone outside of you. Every one of you knew that life would cause you to expand, and that the expanded being would call you. And when you go in the direction of that expansion, that you would feel good. And you plan on leaving everybody else out of the equation. You really did. And then, oh, you get so full of resentment because you know what would make your life really wonderful right away is if you could just accept that everybody is in this life for themselves. And that's not a bad thing, because what that's really saying is everybody is source energy. And everybody came forth in order to give birth to new rockets of desire. And everyone has a source within them that is guiding them towards their best interest. So imagine what a wonderful world that is. You are the creator of your experience, and you must create your experience deliberately if you are to have any, you are to experience deliberately if you are to have the joyful experience that you meant to have. Unless you, in any moment, are seeing the world through the eyes of Source, then you are but a shadow of the being you've come forth to be. Which means, if you are doing less than loving whatever it is you're giving your attention to, you're not who you are really born to be. Negative emotion means you've pinched yourself off to some degree from who you really are. In other words, nothing that you're living is just happening to you. It's all happening in response to the thoughts and the patterns of thoughts that you are offering. And most of it is pretty darn good, isn't it? In other words, you're just talking about some fine-tuning here. We're just talking about some deliberate learning of the direction more of what you're wanting. So everything is so much simpler than you have thought, because this moment where all of your power is the only moment in which you can activate a vibration. So whatever you think causes you to offer a signal now, which is your point of attraction now. And when you offer a point of attraction for as little as 17 seconds, the law of attraction kicks in. In other words, that's the combustion point where another thought that matches it joins it. Hold that thought for another 17 seconds, and there's another combustion. Do that until you have achieved vibrational alignment with any thought for as little as 68 seconds. And things begin to move enough that a discerning eye can see the manifestation has begun. That's all. 68 seconds of telling it the way you want it to be rather than telling it like it is. And there are things in your life that are as you want them to be. Keep telling that story. Are there things in your life that are not as you want them to be? Well, don't tell that story. And so the work is you have to find a way of distracting yourself from the absence of something or money while you activate within yourself a feeling of that something or money. So things like feeling appreciation for the prosperity that you are living, feeling appreciation for the possibility of more coming. In fact, we'd like to say that even when you get into an attitude of hope, you're much closer in vibration to allowing it than when you are in the vibration of doubt. So this is the way we would tell your story. I have recently heard that there is a veritable fortune waiting for me in vibrational escrow. And I like how that sounds. And the idea of my life experience and that I'm living being the reason that it's there is really thrilling to me. I like the idea that I can be or do or have whatever I want. And so I'm beginning to tell my story the way I want it to be. I don't think that money is the path to happiness, but I don't think it's all the root of evil either. I think money is a route to freedom. I think that within more money, there are more choices, and in more choices, there is more fun. I like the idea of making decisions about what I want to do based on how it feels to do it rather than whether I can afford to do it or not. I love my life in so many ways, but I can see how this money that's on its way to me will enhance my life in this way and this way and this way. An extra $100 today would mean these changes. An extra $1,000 today would mean these changes. So we want to play a powerful game with you. Put $100 in your pocket with the intention of mentally spending it every day over and over and over again. Just contemplate how many things, if you wanted to, you could exchange for that $100. If you spend $100 1,000 times a day, you've just spent the equivalent of $1,000 today, $100,000 today. And that goes a long way in shifting your vibration. And then people often say, but it's not real. And we say, it will be. It will be. You've got to feel it first. And once the vibration is stable within you, the realization of it has to come. When you conjure prosperity in your vibration, prosperity must come in real life experience. And it will come in so many ways. It will come as you turn every corner. Everywhere you look, another huge evidence of prosperity will show itself to you once you get it just a little more active than what you've already got active. I've offered all this effort, and I've only got this far? And we say, you've been offering action effort. And now we're encouraging you to offer vibrational effort. Vibrational effort is bringing you into usage of the power and energy that creates worlds. Vibrational change makes big manifestational changes when you are consistent in it. But when you say, I want it, but I want it, but I want it, but I want it, but I don't make any headway. When you say, I want it because I want it, because I want it, because I want it, because I want it, because you make headway. When you say, I believe I can do it, I think I can do it, I doubt I can do it, I'm not really doing it, I believe I can do it, I would like to do it, but I doubt I can do it, I'm not really doing it, but I'd like to do it, but I'd really like to do it, but I can't do it because I haven't been doing it. Well, you have to use your willpower to focus your thoughts into a different storyline. So tell us now the story of your financial picture. That's all of the process, because as we said, 99% of all creation is completed vibrationally before you get the evidence of it. So it's like traveling from Phoenix to San Diego, and San Diego is where you want to be, but for most of the distance of 400 miles, you're not where you want to be. And if it frustrates you that you're not there, vibrationally speaking, you would just turn around and go back to Phoenix. You would never get there. When you make the connection that the way you feel is your indicator of the direction that you're moving, you can honestly say to yourself, I do feel optimistic. When I say all is well, I mean it. I really feel it. Then we say, then you can't not get there. If you can maintain that expectation and that attitude and that vibrational frequency, it has to come, and it will come fast. The disappointment is an indicator that whatever just happened caused you to lose your sense of expectation and to begin focusing upon something different from your expectation. What you can do now is bring yourself back to that feeling. When you work in the feeling of discouragement to bring yourself to something that feels better, you clean up your vibration in a way that it will never return to that negative place again. In other words, when you feel negative emotion and you take the time to chew on it, as we are here, until you actually feel relief, which will take you usually 68 seconds or more to get there, when you actually viscerally feel the relief, now you're never going to have to clean up that vibration again on that subject in just that way. You moved the universe. You moved to a different vibrational vantage point. And here's the most important thing that we want you to hear about that. Because you've moved to a different vibrational vantage point, the manifestational evidence has to shift too. So, in the moment that you make the effort to do that, all things in the universe regarding that subject respond to the new vibration that you're offering. Just thought by thought by thought by thought by thought by thought, you clean it up, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. What do we mean by clean it up? You tell it the way you want it to be and tell it less the way you don't want it to be. You stop facing reality and you start creating reality.
I have a good point here on changing the thought, because I've been aware. I grew up in a pretty good family, but my mother was best friend with very rich people. But I always had the sensation that she didn't, there was kind of a vibration that she didn't exactly 100% feel like she belonged there or had the right to be there, or some kind of energy. And I've been aware of that for a long time, and I've been repeating it to myself. Well, yeah, this is because I picked that up from my mother. I don't quite I like it, but I don't quite belong there. And I've made that to the truth to this day. The only thing I've done is to repeat that. Oh yeah, I know where it comes from. Yes, 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 I know that. But I never changed it. Right now, it was the first time in my life I said, well, does that have to be the truth? That she had that, or that I'd have to have that? So this is the first time I actually addressed the belief system I got from that to change it. Before, I've only made it, oh yeah, that's how it is, oh that's where I learned it from, and all that stuff. So I'm very glad right now that I'm gonna and I can already see how I'm changing the reality of that. From many points of view, I can prove it that's not how it was. But until now, it was my interpretation and my life. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You just proved a universal truth. It's always the mother's fault. Everything that you want is because you think you will feel better in the having of it. Whether it's money or a material object or a relationship or an experience, circumstance, event, everything that you want is because you think if you had it, you would feel better. And when you discover that just the idea of it will make you feel better, now you've achieved the vibrational essence of it. And then the law of attraction has to yield it to you in all of the intricate details that your life has caused you to carve out for yourself. It has to be. And in fact, it is. Give your undivided attention to your newly hatched desires and never mind the reality that was the basis that caused you to want them. It doesn't matter where you are because it's so temporary. In other words, it's just an indicator. That's all it is. It's just an indicator. And we say it's because you've been having the same responses and offering the same vibration, so it's the same thing happening, but it's new. You're not living the same life. It's a new living of a new life from a new vibration. It's just that the vibration that you're offering now is the same one that you offered yesterday because you got in the habit of thinking of things the way you thought of them yesterday. We love the question, well, how do I get from where I am to where I want to be? And the answer is, look in the direction of where you want to be. Speak in the direction of where you want to be, and never look back again over your shoulder about where you have come from. And if you can pull that one off as soon as tomorrow, you'll have evidence of your veritable fortune. We don't guide you towards manifestation because we think those manifestations are essential to your experience. We guide you towards successful creation of manifestations because we want you to get a handle on your own vibration, because your own vibration is your life right now. What you feel right now is a mixture of who you've become and who you're letting yourself be. And nothing other than that is ever true. And when you have conscious awareness of the tools in your bag of tricks that help you to turn in the direction of who you are now, now you have the tools that help you to be the joyful being that you've come forth to be. We want you to deliberately reach for the thought that feels better. Reach for the thought that feels better and move in the direction of what you are wanting, and then feel the new manifestation. We want you to get your hands in the clay of your life, and we want you to like molding that clay. We don't want it to be about getting to the result. We want it to be about the process of alignment. We want it to be about the energy in your belly. We want it to be about the emotion that you can improve. We want it to be about we want it to be about you then recognizing the evidence that comes to you because you did improve your emotion. There is great love here for you, and as always, we remain joyously incomplete. Well, folks, we did it. We finished this entire book, so packed with powerful, essential truths that it almost makes you wonder why there are a billion other books out there. But anyway, that's going to give us an eternal source of abundant material to continue our fabulous mastermind. So who's got some things to offer to us about your experience with money and the law of attraction?
Well, I want to jump in with gratitude. I just feel so very emotional, I would say, like a lot of gratitude, because I'm getting more and more in a practical way, in an experiential way, in this physical world, who I am. And this journey with Abraham Hicks was very powerful because I heard it so many times, It's like maybe we read this book again, 1 year from now or whatever, and something different will sink, But to really, for me, I feel very touched by the simplicity of having the right to want what you want because you already are that. So it's not an accident, that you are desiring something here. And to really check from the inside, if that comes from a sense of scarcity or need or whatever, then for sure, we take longer time to heal it. But when we start to really, relax into the source, into our beingness inside, and to understand that, if I feel the pull in this direction, this is not an accident. So let's learn and practice, that I think is what we are doing here, to maintain the focus. It's like this power of intention, Like if I do want to, I don't know, let's say that because I'm surrounded through ugliness, suddenly, I do want beauty, and then, okay, well, then focus on beauty, everything that is beautiful around. And the same thing with scarcity and prosperity, I can stay focused on all the problems or whatever, or to really enjoy and savor. And thanks to this book, I will say that, from the beginning to this book to now, to today, I am much more capable to imagine, enjoy, the richness of life, the financial freedom that I dream with right here and now. And I just love, this possibility. So gratitude is what I want to share at this very moment, is what I'm vibrating in, Thank you so much for this guidance, because I know it. Somewhere in me, knows this. And I'm really resolving this gap between knowing who I am and expressing that that totality, that unlimited potential, that source of life in this physical world, like to really embody that. So thank you, Abraham. Thank you, you know, all this, whoever was involved here to arrive with this book in my hands, let's say. And thank you to our mastermind and every one of you here, you know, because we are walking it. So I don't know, I can't say a lot of things, but I would love to hear other people too. I just feel gratitude. Thank you. Who else would like to share something that for you is meaningful? Yes, Telio, come up. Welcome.
It's a very important day of completion, and I really want to thank all this incredible group, and particularly Dr. Fran, Monica, Arne, and Candice J. I mean, this group today, because there has been people coming on and off, but we are, you know, like the core group, and I feel so grateful and so full of excitement. I was having a business lunch today. I almost ran out of time, and for me it was like, no, I'm getting to the mastermind no matter what. And I was telling this person in this incredible business lunch meeting that was full of this kind of energy. She was asking me about the masterminds and the book, and as I was explaining it to her, she was like in excitement, and you know, and I feel so grateful, and I feel even more grateful because, you know, I'm attending the other Spanish mastermind, and it's also with the same book, and we're seeing, aren't we, Monica, different aspects of the same, because this is so rich. It's like a fruit that has endless juice. And for me, I mean, everything that is being read today and all the time is extremely important, but there is one concept that I love, and it's the telling a different story, because subconsciously we do it all the time. We just tell the same old story, and that's why it doesn't really happen what we want. So this thing of telling the new story is so important, you know. And in this business lunch, in this meeting, it was all about the new story of my life and our lives, you know, because right now I'm in a turning point right now of change, of a new story, of moving, of everything, you know, and it's so in alignment with the mastermind, and it's so in alignment with this vibration that, what can I say? What to me is like, it's an extremely important book. I think we have completed something that is extremely, extremely important, you know, and just to study a book like this, so powerful in this context, is so powerful, because, you know, this same energy can be applied immediately in so many aspects, you know, and particularly in the aspects of money and finances and health and whatever you want. But for me, it's like so crucial. And then also, of course, the want and the lack, and to be so aware of these concepts and go deep into that, because most people, they think they're, you know, they know so much, and they all the time they're in the lack, for example, you know, and it's like so basic when you really understand that you want to be in another point of vibration, that you want to be in another, you know, in another perspective, and that you have now the tools to do it. Because, you know, it's like, oh my God, you know, most people are victims of this lack. I think this is like a disease in the world, you know, in everywhere, in business, in politics. In Spain right now is crucial situation, and you can see that it's so obvious. It's the lack, you know. Please change the chip to want, and, you know, and to this kind of want of Abraham. And yet I'm also full of excitement because, you know, the next book that is coming goes a step beyond that concept. It's like a quantum leap. Now we're put in this place by Abraham, and then the next adventure that is this mastermind is taking us will take us to a quantum leap to really understand beyond that. And I think, you know, it's amazingly powerful. I'm very grateful, and this is a day of celebration and gratitude and appreciation, which I think are two extremely important ingredients, at least in my life. And I can see the results also. I can see the results because it's great to theorize, it's great reading books, it's great studying. I love to study personally, but when you see the physical manifestations of that in the practice of your daily life, in the practice of your business, in the practice of your life, you know, it's another story. And this is what we're talking about here, you know. So thank you, and I feel full of gratitude and appreciation, and I'm full of this Abraham vibration. You know.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Celio. You're so beautiful. I love you. Thank you.
This is
Candace, I
Rose.
can see that you have the microphone. Oops, okay.
Candace, may I just say something real quick because I have to leave. We're racing today a little earlier than normal, and my ride is coming to grab me in about 2 minutes. So continue it. I'll watch the end of this in a replay, and then we'll have some discussion. So thank you so much,
Thank
everybody.
you. And thank you so much, Dr. Frank. It was wonderful closing here. You are super, super good at choosing what we need to read here. Thank you.
You're very sweet. I appreciate it. Bye-bye now.
Thank
Yes.
you, Doc Fran. It's good to have friends. Good to
Okay,
have
Candace.
friends like that.
Thank you. Yes, I echo that sentiment. Bye.
Have fun
Welcome,
today.
Candace. Go for it.
Um, well, hi everybody. Abraham's really good at putting words to what life's showing me. So often, and I finally put it together that way, and actually that's kind of a paraphrasing a sentence I found in the book. But how often I've had the experience of sitting in this mastermind, and in other ways too, of going, oh my gosh, that just happened to me this week. How amazing. Well, life is continually growing, so many of us are in a state of harmony with one another and with this upward current of vibration that this book exemplifies, that our togetherness implies, and I'm very grateful for it. Very, very grateful. It's a little hard to let it finish and not just keep going on and on because it's so delicious, but it's a building block. We've read these books together now for quite a while. We've been together for a time, and each one are building blocks that help us learn and grow and become more of who we want to be. And that's keep coming back is because we are feeling good about it and getting what we need from it, enriching ourselves and learning and growing. What could be better? What could be better than doing that in a harmonious environment with beautiful, wonderful people, all of you, and all of you out there that I can't see and but I can feel, and I'm glad you're there. So thanks everybody, and thanks to Abraham Hicks and to all of us. That's my word for today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Candace.
You're muted.
Excuse me?
You were muted.
No, right now I'm not. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good, good. I just wanted to say thank you, Candace, because your passion and, this is one of the places where I do acknowledge in general, okay, all the entrepreneurs, because I think that in some way we are the ones that publicly, like whatever you are, when the spirit of entrepreneur or entrepreneurship kicks in, it's like inevitable to want to realize that you want more in life, and then you start the journey, of doing it in an, in alignment with our true nature. So I love that this, at the end, spiritual awakening, instead of from the top down, from the down top, but at the end we end up on the same. And I just want to thank you, Candace, because you're right, this perseverance, this attitude that entrepreneurs, conscious one, especially the conscious one, we have, and the perseverance of every Saturday, and do it, because we know that it's so easy to stay focused on something else. No, let's support each other here. So I just love this energy. Thank you so much, Candace. And I saw
You're
Jay.
welcome. I was just thinking from top down or bottom up. It's inside out is what's happening, and that's what's really cool. Love it.
Exactly. Thank you. Finally, the balance, exactly. It's not one or the other. Beautiful. So yes, Jay, I saw that you opened the microphone before. Go for it. Welcome.
Good morning. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just a bit under the weather, but I mean, I wanted to thank all you guys. Celio had mentioned, there's just a core group, and I think like anything else, it's, there's always a core group and people that stay the course, and it's that perseverance that you're talking about. And I was reading something this morning, and someone had written, and takes me back from a long time. And I think it's you know, because we've seen challenges and we've seen always not the results right out of the gate that we wanted, or we saw quick results and then they didn't, you know, they didn't sustain. And it's just a function of, you know, focus on the process and the results. You know, don't look for the results. The results, if you follow the right process and you continue with that process and you continue on the right path, you'll get the results. And you can't focus on just, you know, I didn't get this, I didn't get this, I didn't get this. You know, you just got to stick to your core values and keep with the group of people that, you know, that you believe in and that are on that same path that you are. You're going to fall off, you're going to have challenges, but once again, just keep the results in mind. Keep the process in mind, and the results will eventually get there. Sometimes I think like you're never going to get there, but you know, just stay focused and refocus and focus and refocus, and you'll get there. You know, this is a great group of people. I think it's, you know, opened my mind to a lot of different things. It's something that, you know, a lot of mornings I get up and I say, I really don't feel like sitting there and listening to this book or listening to doc. You know, as you know, we all get that. But you know, I mean, it's nothing personal. So this isn't the day to do it or whatever. And we all have challenges, days that we can't get here. But I think it's that consistency. If you're consistent, you know, and I always make the joke here that practice makes perfect, which is a totally 100% wrong statement. The perfect practice makes perfect. If you're practicing wrong, okay, then when you go to do that, you're going to do it wrong. So this is practice every Saturday morning. You know, it's put in your appointment book. You know, I know where I'm going to be on Saturday morning unless I'm out of town, I'm on business or something like that. So that consistency there, it's especially doing what you don't want to do. You know, the great book, The Slight Edge, you know, from Jeff Olson, it's master the mundane. And the people that are great at things do the little stupid things more and get that perfect because they do it. They don't want to do it. But they do. It's that integrity thing. They do what they want to do, or they don't want to do, but they do it when no one's looking. They do it consistently, and they master the little stupid mundane things that other people don't. So just making that commitment to be here every Saturday shows the consistency. And I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate everybody that's listening, and I just want to, you know, thank you for everything that you guys have done. And I'll send it back to you. Maybe. Did I lose Monica? Is anyone else there? Am I talking to myself?
No. You are just, we got stuck here for 1 second.
Okay, I saw the screen freeze, and I said, you know, there were.
I know.
And no one was there, which I've
But
done many times.
Yes, I appreciate you so much, Jay, because you are one of the pillars. I remember in the beginning, like, I don't know, maybe we're like Candace was saying, like maybe we are here like 4 years, we'll be in spring, you know, May or something like that. And I tell you, it is like Abraham was teaching us today, let's enjoy the journey. You know, like, yeah, you know, maybe take us 10 years or 20 lives. I don't know. If we don't enjoy the journey, forget it, you know. So that I think is important. And we are just coming at the end of our time here together. And I want to share with you, you inspire me, Jay, to say, you know, to stay focused, you know, on what it is that we wanted, to practice that and to practice it right. I want to all of you be aware of creativequestions.com. I don't know, for whatever reason, we are getting excited again about it, but you know how powerful it is. To me, I ask, you know, how do I feel now that I am financially free? And I just put my mind, you know, into this frame of, and I'm getting more and more comfortable with the concept. Imagine, I mean, to me, it's like, it's like I didn't have a clue what was to be financially free 5 years ago. I always had, you know, enough money or whatever, but I never appreciated, you know, the sense of freedom, or things that I'm discovering through this creative question, you know. So I want you to explore creativequestions.com only because they're an incredible tool to really play and educate, you know, our minds in the direction of creating positive, empowering, things by asking empowering and positive questions, right? So how do I feel, now that I am, or, when I will be financially free? It doesn't matter. There is, in that level, there is no future. You just feel it right now, and will help us, or really help me, to get very familiar with the idea, with the sense, with the movement that I can, like I don't know, like this power of choice. Oh my gosh, I can do whatever I want to do. So what I will do, I will take an airplane and I will see my mom, and then I want to see my friend, and I want to do this spiritual retreat, and I want to do this, and oh my gosh, for let's hold it, like we say, 68 seconds. I mean, and we can have fun maybe for 10 minutes telling the new story, thanks to a creative question, that kicks in, and then you start to run it, okay? So go and explore it, beautiful. And by the way, we have a new application right now that you can purchase very cheap and very practical and very beautiful. So enjoy that for sure. And, again, we are completing here something, so we have to let go of this book for now, even though you have it at home for sure. And we are going to jump into this book that is the Abundance book by Lawrence Crane. And I was, yes, I can see, Thelio, congratulations, because it's not easy to order from Spain, So he got it, he manifested, okay? He believed that he could, and here it is, wonderful. But I do want to say, like you were saying a little bit, Thelio, that I went through, and this book, I am pretty sure that is saying the same truth, capital letters, okay, but with a different perspective, that from my perspective is very mental, very, I would say, like practical, like psychological talking, how we work with the mind, and, where we are engaging from, and really pointing to the same points, like don't ask from scarcity, ask from knowing, that you're already are that, blah, blah, blah. We will learn it. But it's a completely different language, and I just want to acknowledge the balance, that we are dancing here from something super energetic, vibrational, and spiritual, in quotes. I think everything is spiritual, but whatever, in our way of speaking here, to something like very psychological, like with diagrams and questions to answer. I mean, very practical and with a lot of exercises. So please, take your own book, buy your own book, and have it, and then we will read. We will see how we manage all the exercises that are here. But is a way, if you want to keep mastering and make our minds in in the easy flow of mastering the laws of the universe, to really know that we are creators, and we are. Can you hear me now? Yes?
Now I can, yeah, you cut off, but we can hear you now.
I know, with all my passion here, but it doesn't matter. We will explore this, like all the weeks that will take us the book, we'll see. But next Saturday, that's going to be the 13th of February, we get together again. And remember, share with your friends. To me, I really believe in my heart that the more people have the courage to express this desire of financial freedom or just prosperity life, whatever it is your level, we don't all want the same thing, but the more we can empower each other to accept that and to be transparent with it and to shine with it, the more we higher up or highlight, or let's see what I'm saying here. It's like the easier it gets for everyone else. So we create a momentum here together, So share with your friends, anybody that you see that could be open, with embodying this prosperity frequency consciously, okay? So thank you, everyone, for this wonderful week. Have a prosperous Abraham Hicks mastering next week so we can really integrate. To me, I'm going to read again this last chapter now with the highlights that I have, so to just play with this. And see you next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Under unlimitednetwork.com, you will receive the link for the panel. And if you want to be here with us, that I will love, I think we are all, wise people that we can support each other here a lot. Just email Arne, ARNE, @unlimitednetwork.com, and he will send you the special link to be